Okay, everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. We still have folks calling, and we have some folks that are calling in, and then we have some folks. For those who do not know me, my name is Melanie Harris-Barber, and I'm the president of Affordable Living and Supportive Services. And so some of the things that we do is at Affordable Living and Supportive Services is to help families to connect to resources, help them to connect to housing. Housing is one of our biggest commodities now. People are really seeking out affordable housing. And so what we do is not only do we have housing ourselves, but we partner with other developers or other property managers or owners throughout Maryland. And so we offer housing as well as the supportive services that comes along with it. And so supportive services can look like anything. It just depends on what the family or individual, what they need at the time. But right now, our biggest thing is all around housing. Okay. So today I really wanted to take time and to connect you guys to valuable resources that are in the community. And I also wanted to take an opportunity to introduce you guys to a newly found partner that I've been able to luckily to connect to. And so we will meet Robert a little later. And Robert is the founder of Robert Wilson Lane Management Company. So he's going to talk a little bit about what he does. I was really excited to um, collaborate with him just because of his energy. And I think his style is a little different from what the typical landlords are kind of like requesting. And so we'll get into that a little later. But right now, I would like to give Rosie and her team an opportunity to talk about the resources that they have and that maybe hopefully, you guys can connect to. So Rosie is the supervisor over at the CAP Center, and CAP is the Community Action Plan Center. So Rosie, you are welcome to take over. Oh, I think Rosie is frozen, so she might have to, let me just reconnect. Guys, give me a second because I think she's frozen. Is there anyone else on from the CAP team that can take over since Rosie is having technical difficulties? Okay. Yeah, she said that she's having a hard time hearing. Rosie, if you can hear me, okay, I see you now. You might have to turn your camera off so it can stop freezing. Yeah, I think she's having technical difficulties. Rosie, if you can hear me, can you just call in? Okay, she's going to call in. So I think what we'll do is, Robert, are you still on the line?
Yes. Hi, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. So Robert, Rosie, if you can hear me, we're going to transition to Robert so that we don't hold folks up. And then when we get you reconnected, you can go on and speak about the resources over there at the CAP Center. So I'm going to transition over to Robert. Robert, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So please tell everyone about what you do.
So yeah, we had a great chat yesterday. I am the CEO and founder of Wilson Lane Property Management. We're basically a new style of property management in Baltimore City and in all of Maryland. We do property management in Baltimore, Silver Springs, Abingdon, the Bel Air area, and we're trying to spread out all over. And some of the things that we do is, we do tenant events, tenant relations type things because we want everyone to be a part of a community instead of, when one person rents a house, the property manager gives keys and you never hear from them again. We're trying to do it that, we see all of our tenants at least once a month. We're there for maintenance. We're always around. So our biggest thing is just trying to show people that all property management in Baltimore or in the Maryland area is not bad property management. There are good people, there are good teams, and we like to express that by giving back. So, one of our first events, I was telling Melanie that we're doing is we're going to a restaurant and we're going to invite all of our tenants, some of our clients, owners, maintenance people, and we're basically going to do like a free food situation. It'll be all on my company, and then they get to have some sort of entertainment, some sort of karaoke. We're looking at try to doing a DJ one time, and we're just trying different things to bring people together instead of making sure everyone stays apart. That's the long story short of it, really.
Awesome, awesome. And one of the things that, well, Robert, I'll just lay the question so
Oh
that
yeah.
people can understand and maybe folks want to chime in. One thing that kind of struck me with Robert, and and I explained to him, I said, hey, I have like tons of families that I'm trying to, connect them to housing, and it's been a challenge. And some of the challenges are around maybe credit or saving, or just being able to prove that hey, I'm a good candidate for this particular home. And so I expressed that to him, and he said, well, hey, my method is a little different. So
Oh
Robert,
yes.
you dig deep,
Yes.
please.
So yes, what we do for that is I make sure that all my owners of properties, so we manage close to around 50 and change properties. And as I said, I'm the owner of it. I have a small team. And what we kind of do is I like to explain to all the owners that, everyone has gone through something in their life. Not everyone is a billionaire. So what I kind of tell them in the beginning is when we look at credit, we're not going to look at a particular number. Not everyone's going to have an 890, I think it was, I was telling you about the other day, score
Hmm.
that I've seen for the first time in car sales when I did car sales back when I was younger. So, we go by delinquency. We're not caring about a particular number. We're looking at, if you have 5, 6, 10 credit cards, that would worry us. But if someone has zero credit, so a 400, 500 credit score, but they have nothing on them as a bad track, we kind of just move forward with them because how I look at it is no credit is good credit to me. So I like to express it in that sense. And same thing for the background checks. We're not looking for someone that, has been arrested or been in a situation or something like that. We're looking at fraud. That's the only thing we would dare care about is fraud due to the fact that, fraud has to do with property management and real estate and sales and falsifying documents. And that's kind of the only thing that we care about. Everything else is regular life. We're all humans and we have to live like humans and treat everyone the same.
Thank you, Robert. And I just thought when I talked to Robert yesterday, I just thought that was looking at folks through a different lens would then lend to the opportunity of some of our families to have access to housing, because one of the biggest challenges is around the credit of
Yes.
I have connected families to landlords, and one of the things that they're saying, well, right off the bat, what's the credit score? And sometimes even when things are explained, because like you said, Robert, life happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, really, I don't know if I want to take the chance. And a lot of times they don't take the chance. So it sounds like that you and your company are in a position where you can take the chance you're looking at delinquency. So, Robert, can you just explain to everyone what does a delinquency, what does that mean so that folks can hear that in plain language?
So a delinquency on a credit report would be someone that owes any type of monies. And we normally look at anyone that would owe money for, like, let's say BGE. That is something that you need to move into a property. You need to have gas and electric. So if there is someone that owes for BGE and it's on their credit report, that is something that we say, okay, let's take a hold on. But we also look at credit card debt. If we're looking at someone that has credit card debt up to 6 or 7 credit cards, each of them up to $10,000 to $20,000 each, that is fairly heavy, and we would be expecting that you're paying that. So how can you then afford something for $2,000 a month, 2,500 a month? And then we would then revisit, and this is what I didn't tell you yesterday, Melanie. We will then revisit someone's whole profile, their whole application, to make sure that we do qualify them for at least something in our portfolio.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, because it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Again, Robert kind of like fits into the scope of what affordable living and supportive housing is all about. Because again, we often, take people that need a quote unquote second chance, right? Or sometimes even a third or fourth chance. And so Robert kind of like fits in that scope of thinking. And so that's why I invited him on to, virtually meet you guys. So Robert, can you give us like some of the areas that are in your portfolio, some of the houses?
Okay, so mostly in Baltimore, I'll speak about. I have properties on the east side of Baltimore, the west side of Baltimore. We have properties that are 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, threes, fours. I think my largest property that we just spoke about yesterday, that I'm just signing up with the client, is a 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath, on North Broadway. I also work with a company that deals with a halfway house. So I am the property manager for that, but there is a person that runs the house warehouse. Her name is Joy Edison. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of her, but she does great things. Great things in the community as well. I should have invited her. But yeah, mostly that. Mostly those properties around.
Okay. Robert, thank you, so much, and feel free to stay on. But Robert, or anyone that is connected to affordable living and supportive services, and if you want to connect with Robert, please send me either email or text message. And so we'll have a deeper conversation around qualifications, deeper conversation around family composition, and to see if you guys are, in fact, a match. Robert, thank you so much. Feel free to stay on.
Oh yes, I'll definitely stay on for a while. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I'll give a affordable living and supportive housing update at the very end. But Rozzy has now straightened out her technical difficulties. So Rozzy, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Yeah, I apologize. I am a little under the weather, but definitely wanted to get on here and share some information about our program. Is it my time to go?
Yes.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rozzy Murphy. I'm a human services worker here at the Community Action Program. And what Community Action is, it's a program that was started way back in 1964 as a response to President Lyndon B. Johnson's Economic Opportunity Act. And so the program is intended to promote self-sufficiency to low-income communities. And currently there are over 1,000 community action agencies throughout the city, states, and different counties. Our locations, we have 5 different locations throughout Baltimore City that encompass different parts of Maryland, Baltimore. We have our locations that are at 1731 East Chase Street, which is the location I'm at. One that's in northern location, 5225 York Road. We're also located northwest, which is at 3939 Town Road. We have a location that's southeast, which is 3411 Bank Street, and then we also have one in Cherry Hill, which is 606 Cherry Hill Road. And any of the locations will be provide any of our services that we offer, which encompasses case management, energy assistance, water bill assistance, and rental assistance. Our case management program is a new component to the services that we offer, in which I've definitely partnered with Melanie and Affordable Living as a great opportunity to connect with clients and connect them to different housing opportunities. But our case management definitely looks to try to connect clients to supporting them in accomplishing their goals, whether it's around housing or financial literacy, and just anything that is currently providing them a halt and moving forward. And so we're there to kind of support them and connect them to different services. Our other services that we offer, energy assistance. We did just renew our funding for that, and so July 1 started our new grant. So if anyone hasn't applied prior to this time or has can now apply July 1 and get some assistance with the BGE bill. Our water bill.
Bless you.
Is there any questions?
Yes. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Someone wants to join. Okay, admit all, sorry. Um, so Razi, can you explain a little bit about the resources that you guys have around housing? Because that is, like I said, it's our most engaged area, and most folks are looking for some kind of assistance as it relates to that. So can you explain that? And then also, we do have a number of folks who are also looking for assistance as it relates to either the water bill or as it relates to the BG&E.
Okay. So with regards to housing, we do have a eviction prevention program, which we are still utilizing COVID relief funds. So because of that, we're not able to process new applications if they're not already in our portal. But we are able to provide security deposit assistance. So with security deposit assistance, we are able to provide applicants assistance towards a new place. You would have to obtain like a letter of intent from the potential landlord, in which we would then you would complete a pre-qualifications link, which will basically get like your basic demographic information, and then someone will follow up with you based upon you providing the details that you submitted in the pre-qualifications. Um, the pre the so security deposit system was prior related to COVID relief, but we have since been able to open it up to other residents. So that has allowed us to provide more assistance throughout the community. I don't know what eviction prevention assistance is going to look like in the near future, but right now we are still only dealing with applicants that are in our system. So because of that, our portal has been closed and it's closed now for over a year now. So kind of limited with our eviction prevention assistance. When it comes to water bill assistance, we do have a Water for All program. And that program is eligible to tenants as well as homeowners. And so there is a link that you can go to. Unfortunately, I'm not able to pull up my presentation that shares that information, but I can share that with Melanie, and she can share with you all the waterfall link where you can either retrieve a tenant application or a homeowner application. That does provide you with assistance on your water bill, and that is good for 1 year. And then with energy assistance, as I was explaining before, that we did recently receive new funding as of July 1. So if you haven't applied since then, you are eligible to reapply for that assistance, and that does provide you with assistance towards your your BGE bill.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Rozzy. So, Rozzy, outside of the rental assistance, outside of the BG&E and water bill assistance, do you guys have other resources there at the CAP Center?
Well, the case management, which is like the newest component, and that's what I was sharing about. Us being able to connect our clients to other resources, help them to accomplish any goals that they are working on. So some of the things that we look at is like job training, um, parenting education, budget counseling, mental health supports, and we definitely are working on building our connections and to different resources throughout the community so we can connect our clients to any type of services that may benefit them in their current situation to help them move forward.
Awesome. And Rozzy, the resources that you mentioned, and that goes for all the CAP centers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So guys, so whether you live north, south, east or west, they got you covered. They got you covered. So if you want to get in touch with Rozzy, please reach out to me and I will definitely refer you guys. Again, not just for the rental resources, but this is for some of our folks need employment. Some of our folks need training as it relates to financial literacy. So we have the resources there between what Rozzy and her team does, and what affordable living and supportive housing, and what we do. You will be in good hands. I'm already receiving text messages about being connected, to Robert and to Rozzy. So this is a good thing. Very good, very good. So does anybody have any questions for Rozzy?
No.
Robert has a question. Yes, Robert.
Hi, Rozzy, I wanted to know what would be the qualifications for someone to receive the security deposit help?
So there is income requirements. So that's pretty much it. We no longer have that COVID impact component, so that definitely opened us up to be able to help more people. So um, income, as well as of course the landlord would have to have a licensed property, so we wouldn't
Okay.
be able to assist if that was the case. And so a lot of that comes, we're able to understand that better once we start processing the application. Once we get into contacting the landlord and making sure that the property is licensed, they have license certificates and things like that. But the applicant absolutely has to be income eligible. Other than that, no other criteria.
Okay. And then I have one more question. I apologize. I also wanted to
Sure.
know, how long does this process go for? So if someone starts, let's say today, how long would it take them to receive either the check or the funds to bring to the property manager or a property management company? Because sometimes
Uh,
I know that people, are sometimes, you know, in a time crunch to move in. So I want to
right.
just get an idea of, how long will someone really need for this service, for this type of help?
Okay. That's a good question. And I would say it would vary to up to about 30 days on average to get it processed. I know a lot of times people do come in and they're trying to move by like the next day. And so that's really not conducive, because, we do have to process applications and make sure that everything checks out. So I would say, just to be on the safe side, at least a month to process everything. But it can definitely take like up to 2 weeks, as quickly as 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Great, great. Good questions, Robert. Very good questions. I guess from the landlord perspective, you want to know, like, if you were to refer someone, how long does that process take? How long would the payment take to be received? That's a good question.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for either Rozzy or Robert? And guys, I am receiving your text messages. I definitely will respond. I'm scheduling for next week. Any questions? Okay, so I'll just give a brief update about affordable living and supportive services. Through the newly found partnership with Robert and my other connections, we have access to over 1,000 some odd properties. So that's good, right? But one thing that I've been talking to folks individually about is getting yourself prepared for housing. And what that means is that you might have to, you might be in a situation where you are ready to move because of whatever situation, but you have to prepare yourself. So depending on the landlord, that depends on, you know, your credit, your saving, what does your banking look like, what does your delinquencies look like, you know, it just varies. So what we are asking, and Rosie kind of like hinted on it, you know, start working kind of like now to get ready for when you need to move, right? Or when you're trying to relocate. Because right now, a lot of our clientele is like, I need to do it tomorrow, but all of this stuff takes time. It's a process with everything. And so what that means is that you have to start working today. You need to start working yesterday and last week, really, you know. So that is something to really, really, you know, take into consideration and to really think about. And of course, we are here for support. Okay, we're definitely here for support for, you know, around that. Okay. Any questions for myself, Rozzy, or Robert?
Not right now.
Yes, Jarrell.
Hey, how you doing? Uh,
Hey.
well, how everybody doing? I'm sorry. Rude.
Okay.
So, I was, I want to know if you all have any, like connections to like, I'm gonna say, private landlords and as such, because like at one given point in time, I was, living down in Florida, and I ended up getting like sent temporarily somewhere else for like duty. So it was like I was gonna have to move in another state, and then it actually caused the delinquency back down in Florida. So that's on my credit, and that's actually been kind of keeping me from finding somewhere to live here. But I'm wondering, like, I was told to try to go the private landlord route, and that might make it easier because they have a different like process to
Criteria.
like filter people through and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you all happen? Would you happen? I'm sorry, say it again.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, would y'all happen to have connections to like private landlords as well? Like that's just without the delinquency check and stuff, if that's possible.
Um, I have a loose relationship with one that I'm really trying to solidify. But what I've noticed and just being transparent, Jarrell, is that a lot of landlords are kind of connecting to a property management company. And the reason is because it takes some of the stress and burden off of them. And a property management company then steps in to say, this is the criteria that we have. And so I think it's just from what I'm seeing on my side, I'm seeing more and more owners going that route. So if I come across someone, like I said, I'm trying to solidify a relationship, and I think he's even going to the property management route. But if I come across something, I'll definitely let you know, because typically, um, yeah, the owners are, maybe they don't have like a, you know, such criteria, but yeah, I get it. But if I come across something, I'll let you know.
Yeah, thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions? That was a good question, Jarrell.
I actually wanted to let Jarrell know as well. If you look on Facebook, there are certain Facebook groups that are just private managers, privately owned properties for rent only. And they normally only go by income, not credit at all. They only go solely by income. I'm on a few of those groups. Just to see where I could land and see where I can actually fit in and help. Even though we do a background check, but they're my company still just goes solely off of income as well.
Oh, I never thought of Facebook. Thank you so much. I'm actually about to go on there. I don't know how I didn't think of Facebook. He said it's Facebook
Yeah,
group that
I
had
use
like private
Facebook for
landlords.
everything. Yeah.
And Craigslist too. That's another good option too. Craigslist. Any other questions? Okay, so I'd like to thank you all for joining. This has been a great talk feel like it's effective. Rozzy, thank you for sharing about the resources that are over there at the CAP Center. And Robert, thank you so much, because all three of us, we're going to connect, most definitely.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank y'all, and everybody have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Y'all
right.
have a
Right.
good
Thank
rest
you.
of
Have a
your
You
great
as
day.
day.
well.
Stay cool.
All right.
You.
Bye.
Thank you.